Talk a little bit about Idalia here in a second. Want to just go chronologically because that storm's still a tropical storm. We have awaiting the 5 o'clock update, so there's a chance that it may have become a hurricane, but let's pause that. Let's start with Franklin here, which is not just a hurricane, but a major Category 4 hurricane right now with sustained winds nearly 150 miles per hour, gusts much higher than that, moving north just shy of 10 miles per hour. Fortunately, not really in spitting distance of any land masses at this point. Here's the southeast coast, here's the Bahamas, and then Bermuda up here. The path very favorable to avoid making any striking any land, at least while it is a strong hurricane. It is going to weaken significantly. I would also want to just note that. Take a look at this odd path that it took. It looked like it was going out to sea, kind of wobbled and jogged around, and then decided to head back to the west, to the northwest, before finally making that curve out to sea. As a cold front that's coming through, bringing us some rain on Wednesday will be the reason that it takes this big turn. So fortunate to have that, because even still, by the time it's about parallel with us, it's still a hurricane, maybe winds of around 100 miles per hour, but it's going to get those colder waters eventually. It will weaken, maybe could graze the Canadian Maritimes, but becomes a post-tropical low at that point. But again, no direct threat, but indirectly, we're going to be seeing some very, very dangerous surf from this storm. Beach erosion, rip currents, very likely here in the northeast. So here comes the storm. You can see the brighter colors indicating those waves, 15, 20 feet beginning to approach our area. Now, are we going to have 20, 30-foot waves? No, that's going to be out here in the open waters closer to the storm. But swells, easily, I think we'll get to double digits, probably late Wednesday into early Thursday. You can see, again, that little trailing off here of green. You look at the key here, that's around 10-foot waves. Certainly going to see pretty consistent 6, 8, close to 10-foot waves. And then, again, those occasional swells could be 10, 12 feet even. So some very dangerous swimming conditions as we head into Thursday, and then things fortunately getting much, much better by the time we get to the holiday weekend, which weather-wise is looking great. Now let's go to Idalia. No, it is still a tropical storm, so maybe later tonight it will become a hurricane, but almost a foregone conclusion at this point. And look at this, major hurricane by the time it is setting its sights on Florida, right here on the Bend area, just north of Tampa. We'll likely see indirect effects, but all the way along Pensacola, St. Joe, heading out towards maybe even Mobile, Alabama, likely going to get brushed with at least some rain from the storm. But again, you're talking about the surge impacts and the direct threat right along the Big Bend there of Florida. If you have family, friends down there, you need to tell them to start taking this storm seriously. Now is the time to prepare and not a moment to lose, because again, it's going to pick up a little speed and it will be here by Wednesday. Then it moves, again, as John was saying, brings a lot of rainfall over coastal Georgia, South Carolina, Charleston, Savannah, areas like that. And then we'll begin to move out towards the open waters of the Atlantic, towards Bermuda, and as of now, likely to be a little bit weaker, maybe a tropical storm, maybe a weak hurricane. We will see on that. We bring it back home right here, and we are looking at some light rain tomorrow, not a whole lot. It's not going to be a washout. The heavier rain threat comes in with that cold front that I was talking about on Wednesday, especially by midday into the afternoon hours, some downpours, a couple of rumbles of thunder as well. And then we begin to clear out and pave the way for a really, really nice holiday weekend. High pressure begins to build in behind that front. There you can see our two storms moving out to sea. One of the strongest areas of high pressure that we've had all summer long, and couldn't have picked a better time to help push those storms away and give us a beautiful holiday weekend. So things, again, not looking the greatest for our friends down across the southeastern United States, and we will send them our best. And again, hopefully everybody is heeding the warnings and taking that storm seriously. But again, John, once we get past the next couple of days, we've got a beautiful stretch of weather through Labor Day weekend. Couldn't really ask for much more.